All right, good Erev Shabbos, everybody. We received a question from one of our friends here as far as the issue of what's more important, to stay home with your family, help your wife with the kids, or to go to Minyan. Now, depending on the decorum of the kids and so forth, it's nice to bring the kids to the Minyan if they'll sit and they'll daven or they'll just sit quietly. That's sometimes a nice thing to do. But right now, with the COVID situation, they're discouraging bringing any extra people into shul in many shuls. In general, first of all, the halacha is if you're within a 20-minute travel to go to Minyan, you're supposed to daven with the Minyan. Now, I don't know what the ramifications of that chiyuv are. Meaning, what does it mean? Does obviously you fulfill your obligation of davening without a Minyan. You're just missing out on fulfilling this obligation of davening with a Minyan. In general, my approach is to, and also someone who has a synagogue in his area doesn't go there to daven, it's called a bad neighbor. So you don't want to be labeled as a bad neighbor. That sounds pretty bad. However, there are other things to consider. Generally, I would tell someone, ask your local Orthodox rabbi, how do we approach this issue? My wife needs help with the kids. Should I stay home? A lot of times, it's I'm used to living in really small communities where we might not have a minyan. If people don't come and daven with us, so that's an issue. Well, is there a question as to whether or not there will be a minyan or not? So these are things to consider and to be aware of. So basically, those are the questions that I would think about. In general, obviously, Shabbos morning, it's very important to go to shul if you can, if you have that opportunity. Other times in the week, it's important to, other times whenever, to hear Kriyas Torah. But then there's also the question of how much time to spend in shul. There's no need to hang out at a kiddush after davening. If your wife's waiting for you at home, you could make kiddush, especially if it's late and you didn't eat all day. You make kiddush, you eat a little bit, and then you go home. Unless you're on the committee to help clean up or something after the kiddush. And there's the other question of, even though I understand that, we show our value for davening by coming to shul on time, but there's also an idea to say a lot of stuff perhaps at home and then just come to shul when it's in time for Baruch Hu, or even after that. It's not the end of the world and they don't need you for the minyan. Maybe to spend less time in shul, and even again, obviously it's a big mitzvah to say Amen Yeshmei Rabbah and so forth, but if it's enough to just leave after kedusha of Musaf or something like that. These are things to consider. So I don't have any clear answers, but I think the best thing to do is to ask your local rabbi what is his opinion on how you should conduct yourself, and take it from there. So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you later.